Hey guys, my name is Frances, also known as FepFit, and today we're going to be going over Oner Active Sports Bras for my larger chested girlies because I am constantly getting asked about it, and so I want to review the bras that I currently own. We have a few. We're going to be going over the type of fabric they are, the adjustability of straps if there is any, the performance of each of them, low intensity, high intensity, coverage for the girls, and we'll be doing jumping jack tests, whether or not you should be bending over in this bra, etc. So come along. Before we start, I do want to give some measurements. As we know, when we go to bra stores, they'll tell you one size, but you're not really sure what you actually are. We are 32 inches around the underbust, going across the chest. We are currently almost 39 inches. So we have 39 inches and 32 inches. And according to the bra stores that I've been, I am currently a 38D. Take that with a grain of salt though, because a lot of times cup sizes are just completely confusing in my opinion. I do wear mostly large bras and Oner Active bras, but I'm going to specify which ones I might end up sizing up for, but it's not that many, don't worry. So for the most part, I am true to size for large in all of these bras. So we're gonna go ahead and start out with EasyLift Crossback Sports Bra, which has easily become one of my more favorite bras for Oner Active. Not only do I feel feminine and secure, I just love her. There's not too much side boob, and overall, I just love the fit of it. And the underband actually fits like an underband. There's some bras where I don't feel as secure underneath. I have a very full cup, and so it can be kind of difficult to not get under boob in some of these bras. So according to Oner Active, this is a medium coverage bra. I would agree with that. The purpose of this bra is for lifting and bodybuilding. We're gonna test if it's jumping jack approved though. And without adjusting, these are the girls. So I would say that it's pretty good. And someone was also curious about if you could bend over and spill out. And I do not believe that this is something that I would have complications. I wear this bra for back day all of the time, and I'm never concerned that I'm going to spill out. Now with this bra, we do have adjustable bra straps. And I would consider this material stretchy and super comfortable. This is one of the bras that I could probably wear all day and not have any issues with my traps. A lot of times the straps do not help us whenever we're carrying our weight on the front. So this 10 out of 10, love this bra. We have the Halter bralette. Now with this, it is a little bit more lower coverage, and we do have that it's for low impact and light movement. And I would agree with this. I don't feel like there's that much support, and the underband isn't actually completely underneath my bust. I don't have any underboob problems, but it's kind of iffy depending on what you're wanting to do. Let's do a jumping jack test. So for me personally, I would not be jumping in this bra. I just had to adjust myself, not jumping approved. Obviously, this does say low impact and light movement only, so I wouldn't be jumping in this bra due to its intended purpose. For doing bent over rows, while nothing actually spilt out, my left breast, which is a little bit bigger than my right, was slipping out. Another thing to note is that there is quite a bit of side boob, so whether or not you're a full cup, it kind of depends on your preference for the bra. For me, it doesn't really bother me that much. I love it for back day because it's able to actually show the gains. So it does say that it's for hybrid and for lifting, but for me personally, I would not be running in this bra. So it really ultimately depends on what you and your goals are. But for me, I mostly heavy weight lift, so this bra is an okay thing for me. We have a beautiful square neckline, and with this fabric, it is actually 80% recycled fabric, which I think is stellar. And then something to note is that there's no adjustability in the band or the neckline. All right, up next we have our EasyLift high neck sports bra. Now this is definitely one of the more comfortable bras that I would have for larger chested girlies, but I will not say that it gives you much support. So it is high coverage, and it is good for low impact, light intensity workouts just because they don't really keep them in place. It is definitely jumping jack approved because I can't spill out of it. This is bent over certified raising arm test, and it does not move. This is a bra that I would probably run in if I did run. I do not. There is a little bit of coverage that I wish would be just a little bit more, but otherwise it doesn't bother me personally, but there is a little bit of side chest that you might get if you do have a fuller chest like me. The back has a super cute crossback design. All right, for this one, we do have the Berry Bloom and EasyLift Multiway Bandeau Bralette. This has medium coverage. I would kind of say it's more low to medium because depending on your chest. I feel like I have to pull it down just a little bit further to actually have the band a little bit under my bust, and then it kind of reveals the top. Depending on how many you're doing, jumping jack are fine. I think, let me readjust. Bent over, approved. We want to do arms overhead. And I don't have any issues with the band currently. Now I will say that this band does not sit flush on my under bust, but it does cover what it needs to. I do find this bra cute. I love her, but depending on your cup size, you will billow a little bit at the top. Again, this personally does not bother me. And what I love is that it's not as thick in the back as the everyday multi Bandeau. And I'll do a side-by-side comparison showing the differences between the two. It does have adjustable straps, depending on your preference, as make it kind of fun. Obviously, this kind of lowers the support in the other side of the chest, but it's fun that you can kind of like cross them. I've seen people cross them in the front. I personally wouldn't. I have crossed them in the back to just feel a little bit more secure and a little less pressure, but the straps are removable. If you do remove them, all power to you. I personally do not wear them without the straps. All right, so up next we have the EasyLift Zip High Neck Sports Bra. This is from the Hybrid collection and I do love her. It is high coverage. She is meant for low impact, light intensity, which I totally understand because there's not that much support up here to kind of keep them down. If I were to do jumping jacks, she would be fine. No going anywhere. We want to do our bent over rows. And we are perfect. Now we do have the arms test. This band does not move. And then also you have the functional zipper to kind of make it a little bit more covering if you so choose. This is easily also one of my favorite bras. You'll kind of find that I love the high neck bras. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm covered up or what, but they are some of my most popular purchased items just because I feel the most confident in them. This one, 10 out of 10. So I also want to go over some of the bras that may be discontinued and no longer made, just because if you end up finding it secondhand, we want to be able to know that we have the right sizing. For this Effortless Micro Bralette, which is no longer made, I would indeed agree that it has low coverage. Now I do size up in this bra. This is actually an extra large. I have no idea if I would ever be able to fit in a large, but considering the side chest that I have, I would not feel confident that I could wear a large and be fine. I feel pretty much secure, but we'll do a jumping jack test. And while it holds up, I will say if I was just wearing the bra, I would not personally feel comfortable doing jumping jacks in the gym. I'd probably want to have a t-shirt on or something because I do feel like they do move a lot, but they do not spill out of the bra, which is a plus. We'll do our bent over row. And we passed. Do our hands above the head. No issues, but I will say that this band does not sit flush under the bust. What I do like is that in the back, you can snap it and make it a racerback style and feel just a little bit more supportive. Up next, we do have the Effortless Seamless Layered Sports Bra, which has not been made since it has been launched, and I do have this in 3 colors. She is my Shayla, as they say, because it has a double layer. And so I feel like kind of like with the last Effortless bra, which right here, this top layer is kind of like the design of that. The band does not sit flush to my underbust at all. This bra is a little bit more compressive on me, which makes me feel just a little bit more snug and secure. This is for lifting and bodybuilding, which I do use it often for. So just like with the Effortless Micro Bralette, while I do feel secure, I don't think I would be doing jumping jacks with it. It does stay fit and it does stay in. I would say the same thing for bent over rows. She's passed. No underboob problems. She has a beautiful racerback style. All right, so we're off to our next collection and we do have the EnhanceLift Strappy Sports Bra. Now with this, you do have a little bit more lower coverage as there's a deep V neck design. This bra is kind of made for low impact, light movement. I personally would not be running in it just because I would not feel comfortable unless I had like a t-shirt on or something, but I'm also not a runner. Jumping jacks. Nope, don't do jumping jacks in this one. Bent over rows. I think it would be fine depending, as I did not spill out just from bending over, but I feel like depending on how far you go, I have a tendency to hold my hand here to pick up a weight, and I feel like I would do that with this bra. Something about this is that the underband is more flush underneath the bust than normal, There is a little bit of extra fabric in this large. I also have a medium to try on that I have for sale because for some reason I thought it'd be a medium. Shocker, I know. I tried on my friend's bra and I thought it worked fine, but when I ordered the large, I was like, nope, the large is for me still. We do have a cute crossback design. We have no issues with the band. Now let me show you what the medium looks like in comparison. So while the medium kind of covers the important bits, there's still a decent amount of side boob. There is more of a deep V-neck with the medium. I will say this is not lifting arms approved. The underband is not flush enough underneath. I will say that the fabric is pretty stretchy, which I understand why people wanted to size down in this bra. But for us larger chested girlies, it's just not, we shouldn't. Stick to a large if you want this bra, but just understand that there's gonna be a little bit of loose fabric on the sides next to your side chest. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is not jumping jack approved, and I doubt that it's bending over approved. All right, so now we have the everyday Bandeau bralette, and something I neglected to mention in the other Bandeau is that there is a silicone lining on the top, which is supposed to help it keep it from slipping. But as I mentioned with that one, I always keep my straps on because I just don't trust myself and my girls to not fall out. Now this does have medium coverage, and I would agree. It doesn't have as much top spillage as the EasyLift Bandeau does. While we do stay in, I don't think I'd be feeling comfortable doing a jumping test in this. Do the bent over rows. We do stay in. We do the arm test. We are approved. Also with this Bandeau, you do, like the other one, have changing straps, and you can cross it in the back, cross it in the front. Only have one if you feel. You can cross it all the way back and have like a slanted angle. And so you don't have to have both straps. You could have none, you could have one, you could have two, you could cross it. Very multifunctional. There is pretty good stretch of the fabric, and the underband does stay pretty under the bust, but it's not completely flush. Like, it could be tighter to actually be flush to the 32 inches that I am underneath. And it is the everyday crossover sports bralette. I do have a lot of bras in this style, but mostly whenever I first started buying Oner, the only ones that I could really see myself wearing was the everyday sports bra and the everyday crossover bralette. So I do have a lot of these. They work perfectly in the gym for what I need them for, which is heavy weightlifting. I will say though, on the straps, they do tend to hurt my traps after wearing it post gym. So like if I wear it longer than the gym and coming home, while it's an everyday bra, it's not an all day bra in my opinion. We do have medium coverage with the scoop design, and I would agree. There's not too much side boob, which is great. Jumping jacks. There was slight adjusting that's probably gonna be needed, but overall we didn't slip out, so we are good to go. Bent over, we're good. Gonna lift our arms. Approved. So what I do love is the design in the back, because I can wear a racer back tank top, and she kind of plays peekaboo with the straps, which is so cute. And so as mentioned, we were gonna go over some discontinued bras. We have the everyday sports bra, which is no longer going to be made in newer collections, but if you can get your hands on it, it's I would say like an 8 out of 10. It's very functional, it's cute under t-shirts. It's definitely one of the bras that I owe the most of. We do have it with medium coverage. Now for the jumping jacks, I'm kind of like halfway. So depending on how many jumping jacks you were, you'd probably fall out. But for me, just doing like 3 or 4, I did have a little slight slippage, so I would not say that this is jumping approved. Golden. Let's do a test. We're good. There's a round neckline and a cute racer back design. I will say again, kind of like the everyday crossover, it will hurt your traps, but there is adjustability in the straps. I have it at the tightest setting just because I want my girls to feel lifted rather than just there. Okay, so up next we have our Softmotion Bralette. In full honesty, this is in my sale pile. I do not recommend this for larger busted girlies. Now, I do still have this. I did buy it in the glaucous as well, but it overall just does not make sense for the purposes that I need it to. Regardless of if I'm lounging at home, I'm not gonna go out of my way to wear a sports bra, so I wouldn't wear this at home. I can't wear it at the gym because it is not bend over proof, it is not jumping proof, and overall, yes, it's a cute bra. It covers what it needs to. There's a little bit of side boob due to lack of coverage, but that's the point of the bralette. So I can show this side by side of the bralette versus the sports bra. You can kind of see the differences of the two. Now, with this, I'm still gonna do the test because that's what I was asked to do. If I were to do jumping jacks, it's a heck no for me, dog. If I were to bend over, my left chest is already falling out. It is not bend over proof at all. So we have the band. The band is fine. From the moment that I put it on, I'm having to adjust myself, so I would not say that this is a good bra for the larger chested girlies. It's cute. I wouldn't say it's functional, just for our purpose. Now, the Softmotion Sports Bra, a little bit more functional for us girlies. There's a little bit more coverage on the side area. We have more coverage here, as you can see. We are jumping jack approved. We are fine bending over. We do have an underband support. Now, something about this Softmotion is that it has super soft and stretchy fabric. So the good thing about it is that you're not feeling like too compressed. So don't think that you're gonna be super duper supported like Unified might be. But I would say it's one of the more comfortable sports bras that I own because the straps don't dig into my traps as much. This is an all day wear bra. Softmotion is meant for all day wear, and I would definitely agree with this. A concealed elastic underband, so I do feel a little bit more supportive in this than I would other bras. All right, so this bra is the Softmotion high neck bra, and I love her. There's a little bit of side boob action, but nothing that you can't handle, girls, because this bra, I don't know, I'm biased. I love her. We are also golden. We know we're gonna be good in the bent over, ladies. She is covered. We're good. Now, something to note, this is the bra that I was wearing in the very beginning, and so I do own quite a few of these high necks that now that they have been coming out a little bit more often. We have this cute little dip front seam, and it's high neck, but it's not like overly high neck, which I love. If I were to choose a high neck from the Softmotion versus the EasyLift high neck, I would choose this 10 out of 10 times. There are built-in bra pad linings, so your padding in your bra does not slide up. So it will not move from this area, which I love. Now the back, we need a moment for the back because she's cute as can be. It's like my Shayla, she can do no wrong. She can do no wrong for you. All right guys, so up next we actually have the newer Softmotion Longline Sports Bra. Obviously for this, your underband, you're so good because the underband's here, but there's a little bit more extra fabric which allows you to kind of have no worries about potential under chest. She is meant for low impact, which I can understand considering I could not do the jumping test in this. So I would stick to kind of like an upper body day where I'm not really like doing cardio or working on my endurance. Don't do jumping jacks in this, ladies. For me, we are bent over, we are fine. I will say for this, there is a little bit of side boob. That comes with almost any bras, unfortunately, especially depending on where your breast tissue lies. I have a more full cup, so I always have to worry about what it looks like from the front and the side as I have an overall full cup. This is a Softmotion scoop back bra, which I kind of talked about with the Longline bra and the design. While this has a plunging V-neck design, she does have a scoop back, and so it kind of reminds me of either or. So for this, we are low impact. I'm gonna say the same thing. This is not gonna be jumping certified. I can bend over in this bra, but I would not do it repetitively. I will say something to note about this bra. This bra runs small. I am currently wearing an extra large. It still fits underneath. It is pretty, I wouldn't say tight, but it's compressed enough to feel like it's a large. But I've tried the large and there's a little bit too much side boob with the large that it comes with. So I have found that the extra large fits me exponentially better than the large would. So if you were to get this, size up. Okay, so up next we have a discontinued line, which is Timeless. Now with this Timeless Strappy bra, I do think this is an extra large. She fits okay, but let's just say there's a reason why I'm needing to sell them. This is not bend over proof. This is not jump proof. I believe it's slightly underband proof, but not completely. Like I will, if doing enough, I will accidentally give someone a show. I do love that these straps are adjustable and you can cross back them if you feel. So if you don't want this, you can try this, but it doesn't change the fact that your girls are not properly covered. So I would say, depending again on your size, I wouldn't invest in finding this secondhand just because it's not being made anymore. There are better bras. For me personally, when I first got this bra, I wanted it for back day and I thought I could, but it's just not a functional bra for me because I have to be very particular with the weights and the exercises that I am doing, or I feel like I'm going to again flash someone. So I've tried sizing up to extra large, but then it was too loose in the band, and then I've also done a large, but there are better timeless bras out there to choose from, like this next one. Up next we have our timeless square neck sports bra. Now again, unfortunately this line is discontinued, but you might be able to find it secondhand. We do have medium coverage, which I would agree with, and we have this beautiful square neck design. Now this is for lifting and bodybuilding, which I do use for its intended purpose. And we are good on the jumping jacks. This is Bandeau approved. We have no issues with our underband, and I love the design on the back, which comes to a T. And so I love this bra for back day, and I also love the vest for back day. And I do stay true to size. And then also with this bra, we don't have too much issue with the side boob. She is definitely one of my more favorite bras, but unfortunately are no longer being made. Now this and the tank top from the Timeless collection are some of my most favorite ones. I love these tank tops. All right, so up next we have the Timeless wide strap sports bra. So again, unfortunately, this is a discontinued line, but she's definitely one of the more functional bras for the larger chested girlies. This is an extra large. I do feel like if I were able to find any again, I would get the large, as the straps just feel a little bit too loose. So this is for lifting and in high intensity workouts. However, I think if I were to actually get my true to size, which is large, then it would be actually considered for the high intensity workouts. With this being an extra large and accidentally sizing up and not knowing my size yet, I don't think it would be great for high intensity, but I also don't think that it would be going anywhere. I just wouldn't have much support. We are definitely jumping jack approved. I just wish there'd be a little bit more support, which I think I would be with the large instead of getting the extra large. We are definitely bent over approved, and the band has absolutely zero issues. The band, however, does fit fine, and what I do love about this bra is the thick straps, right? So it doesn't put too much pressure on our traps, which is definitely a plus. Up next we have the Unified Micro Bralette. Now, I'm gonna be so for real. I was gaslighting myself and thinking I could wear this. When they say that this bra is low coverage, it is low coverage. Don't do it for long periods of times, that's all I have to say. I've been replacing these Unified Micro Bralettes with the EasyLift Crossback bra, and so if I were to have a preference of the Crossback bra, I would get the EasyLift. She does have a plunging V-neck line, and the good thing is that there's adjustable straps, but I do keep it on the tightest setting because otherwise I do feel like I would spill out. Now, obviously, it depends on your personal breast tissue makeup. I get that, but I don't think that this is a practical bra for the gym. I do love her. I think the design is nice. I think the material is nice, but for the bigger chested girlies, if the side chest isn't great, I'm constantly readjusting myself in the gym. So of course, depending on your bra size, if you're like a small to medium, I think this bra would be a lot more beneficial versus the girls with the larger chest. All right, we have the Unified Layer Sports Bra. This is what us girlies need more of. It's made for lifting and high intensity workouts, and I would agree. I do feel like I am strapped into a roller coaster ready to go up 100 whatever feet and go drop it down and have some fun at the gym. She is bent over proof, she is jumping jack proof, she is everything proof. Ladies, if you can find this bra, because it is not made in these other collections, I would get it. It is a large, so stick to your true to size. But I do love her, and I wish there were more of her. The last time that they launched was, I think, whenever they did the olive green, orchid, plum brown unified launch. This is a great bra. Another thing about this is that it has the crossback straps, and it has kind of like this twist design, so it is a crossback. So what I do enjoy about this bra is that not only does this underband actually sit under my bust, we have coverage, and we have a hook like a bra essentially to kind of hook us in at your desired actual like under bust. I have very little issues with the side boob. Like, it's very minimal compared to the other bras that we have seen so far. And so for this, it's definitely one of my more favored bras just because I do feel actually covered and I can do running if I so please, which I do not. And so let's review our very last bra. All right, so last but not least, we have the Unified Twist Sports Bra. So with this, obviously it comes with a little twist. So something about this is that it is a low impact, light movement bra. And then with jumping jacks, don't do it. Just don't. And I think it has to do with the twist design that it does have. So with that, I will say that it is bent over approved. We are fine. There is no need for adjusting. We are raising the roof approved. The only thing that I don't like is whenever sports bras do this is that one breast is always a little bit more uncovered than the other. And so I do feel like I am adjusting this side a lot more than this side. We have a little keyhole in the front, which I do feel like I do have a little bit of underbust sometimes, depending on when I'm adjusting. There is quite a bit of side boob in my opinion, but again, it's nothing that I'm concerned with. The nice thing about this bra is it has two straps that are adjustable. So we have the neck strap, which is adjustable, and then you also have this band that is also adjustable. It is also removable, thus in turn making this a potential halter neck unified twist sports bra. So depending on the activity and what you're wanting to do, but I will say that the pressure of making it a halter, not ideal. So I would rather just keep this band on to kind of keep the pressure off of my neck. I do think it's cute. I do feel feminine in it, but I'm not sure that I like it for the gym for that purpose. And so with that, I think it is a very cute bra, but I never found myself wearing it too much. This was actually in my sale pile. I wanted to put it on and throw it on for a review. Just the more bras, the merrier. There we have it, Oner Active bras for our larger chested girlies. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer, and hopefully I can get those answers for you. Hopefully this was able to help you kind of like narrow down what may or may not work for you depending on your chest size. Until then, I'll see you next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.